Hey guys, what's going on? What's up? And welcome back to the channel. I know it has been just a minute since I have done a video, but Mother Nature has kicked my pretty much ass the entire spring thus far. I have had no time to do anything but sleep and mow and go to work. It's just been unreal the amount of rain we've been getting here in Ohio, and just I think it's just about every place. Not sure, but I think in April and May we had well over 14 inches of rain, and I think that's pretty much right there about where it's at. And just trying to get everything and stay ahead of everything, it's just been stupid, nuts, crazy busy. So I have had these for a while, and I've just been busy. I have not had time to do them, but today I wanted to take a minute. I'm off work today. Just took some time to myself, time to spend with my wife, and my son's gone, so it's been nuts. So I just took today off to spend some time with her. Actually, a half day yesterday. I spent time with her yesterday, and then today to get some things caught up and done. Gonna do some things on the trailer, and also gonna take care of this project right here that I have had for a while. What I have is some new seat covers for the Caddy, and these came to me from the Pie Man. Follow him on Instagram. Look him up. It's 3.14 covers on Instagram. Hashtag Pie Covers the World. So I'll put his information down in the description as far as his Instagram, and it's right here on the screen. So he makes these. He's out of Florida, and I tell you what. Now these are a MK2, I believe is what he said, cover. And these are a very, very nice quality cover. I have not found any flaws. He fits them. You can see that he's had this mounted onto another seat back and fitted it to make sure everything was good. There is a wire here that holds this seat taut against the frame, and I believe there's some hog rings in through here for these tabs. I actually have never done this before, but as the Pie Man tells me, it's so easy that his pet mosquito can do it. So that tells me that it's got to be pretty damn easy to do. Now, you do have to disassemble your seat to be able to do this. This cover comes off the side, that goes on there like that, and that's held on or held in place with these little push pins. It's almost like a drive rivet. If you look out here, these two go through these holes right here, and then you push these in, and it flares out these edges and holds it in place. Now, we have decided that we're going to switch the interior over to black instead of the peanut butter color. So those probably are not going to go back on unless I take all of the pieces off and hit it with some adhesion promoter. You can take all these plastic pieces apart, hit it with some adhesion promoter, and hit them with some black paint. I may do that also. If I can figure out how to take all this stuff apart, I will, and lay it out. I still have some adhesion promoter from when I did the front bumper and grill, and that's another story for another time. I'll get into that later as far as the bumper and grill, what we're going to do with that. But I may do that, just hit it with some black paint along with the adhesion promoter, and switch everything over that way. But that still leaves the seatbelt stuff within the cab that I got to take care of too. Everything inside the cab is the peanut butter color. So the seatbelts are that color. So all that stuff in there has to be changed also, along with the dash, steering. I mean, just everything in there is, you know, it's a peanut butter and white truck or Caddy. So, but we do want to switch everything over to black. So this is the first step to that process. So I reached out to him. He sent me some covers, and we're gonna try these things out and see how they look. Just looking at them in the box, phenomenal. They're a great job. And he said he is going to start doing some MK1 style, which that's what this is. You can tell the pleats, or whatever they're called, within this is a wider compared to what these are in the MK1 or the early Westie. To get this seat out of the truck, there is just a little bolt and acorn nut that goes through this hole right here. Let's walk out here a minute. This Allen head or socket head goes through there along with this acorn nut, and that holds that in this track right here. And so when you take that out and pull this adjustment pin out, you're able to take and move this seat all the way back, taking it out of the slides on the bottom, and also being able to lift it up and out of here. So you can see this side over here maybe, how that is. So you take that acorn nut and socket head bolt out of there, and that allows that to slide all the way back to pull them out of the slides right there. So, and also to be able to do, turn around this way so you can see me. Also to be able to do this, you do have to separate your seat back from your seat base. And the way you do that is, of course mine's missing a little handle here. You pull that, and that allows that to unlock from its position there. And then there's these little, almost like an E-clip retainer that you pull these off, and those will come out and away from there. So right now let's get started and get this seat separated from its base, and then strip the top cover off and see what everything looks like underneath. Alright, with the seat separated, we can turn our attention to taking this cover off. There is a wire right here, and it goes all the way through around the bottom edge of the seat cover. So right now I'm going to take that out first. This is why you have to separate your seat, because of these holes in here. He does have them in the side of the cover also. You don't want to slit that and put those on there. Now I guess if you wanted to, you could, but it's just not going to look very well. So I want to take this wire, I'll bend it up and out of the way on both sides. And that allows us to be able to pull this cover loose off the sides here. It does have it on, he does have that on this bottom edge. So it's basically kind of like mechanics wire. So I may just take a piece of mechanics wire or straighten this out and shove it through. I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, you can see I have everything separated, and this is where the hog rings come into play to hold this crease, or this, I don't know what you want to call it, to hold this edge down. That's why he has these sewn in place. Back in the day they used metal. You can see the hog ring staples right there, and there is 3 of them, maybe 4, I'm not certain. There's 4 of them, sorry, on each side. You can just see, so I have to get some cutters and cut that, and then in this foam there is a piece of metal that runs through the foam to be able to staple the seat cover to the foam. So let's get those, grab some side dikes and cut those hog rings and get this cover off the rest of the way. Alright, we got the old pad out. We did get all the hog rings cut out of there. These are the old ones. These are quite a bit smaller than what I have. Hopefully these are going to work. I'm sure they will. I picked these up at Tractor Supply, TSC. And then my hog rings are just a Pittsburgh brand from Harbor Freight. I think these were $9 and this was $5. Other than that, the only other thing you need is a pair of side dikes and a pair of needle nose, and then obviously some different tools and stuff to be able to take the seat out of the truck and separate the bottom from the back. Now, I guess the worst part about this was getting this wire fished back through this seam. What I did is I straightened one side out, just a little bit of bend in there. But if you leave that, see if I can get that to focus. You can see I just took and bent that end over just so it wouldn't catch as I was pushing it through here. And it basically is the same principle as threading a pair of your string back through your hoodie or something like that. So I just pushed it through, and after I got to about right here, I couldn't push anymore. So I just basically kept bunching it up and then pulling it, bunching it up, pulling it until I went this way, until I was able to pull it out this other side. So so far so good. Right now I'm going to try and see if I can't get these locked into place and get this base done, and then turn my attention to the back. Got all the hog rings in place. I did mess up a couple of times. I had to take them out and redo them. Like I said, it's my first time, so it is pretty easy thus far. We've got all of them in place. Now I just want to grab the seat frame and get this base put back on the frame. All right, there's the bottom so far, and I think the bottom is probably the hardest one to do because of the hog rings down this crease right here on both sides. So we'll see how the back goes, and hopefully it goes just a little bit easier. What I did do, you saw in the video there, I just pulled that wire back around and through, and just took my pliers and kind of crimped it on that edge. And then there's this little plastic piece that clips on the metal frame right there. So bottom is good to go. It was pretty easy, pretty excited, pretty happy with that. Now we're just going to turn our attention to this back. I don't think it needs any hog rings, but I'm not certain. The way it looks to get this apart is just these 4 staples right here. One thing I did notice with Pie Man's covers is his closure is these 2 pieces of plastic that lock into each other, and the factory is these spiked covers or these tabs, whatever, that poke through 2 pieces of wire on the bottom. So you're probably going to want to take this off just so you don't ruin your new covers. So I'll just grab a pair of pliers or a screwdriver and a hammer or a chisel or something like that. It's just spot welded in about 4 places on there, and you can basically just take and twist it and take it off. Now the top side does have this piece here that will go through and lock on these, so you're going to want to leave those on there. I did something just a little bit different. I took the wire out of my factory cover and put through there instead of using the cording that was in the cover. It's just something I'm doing a little bit different, just so I do have it held all the way through versus just in probably, I don't know if it would catch. Now I guess it will catch all 4 of them, but anyway, that's just the way I'm doing it. You can do it however you want. This is just what I'm doing. I'm going to utilize the wire that was in my factory cover to lock into these tabs. So right now I want to try and turn my attention to taking this off. Alright, I do have it done. I think it turned out pretty good. I did not paint these pieces. I think I'm going to go ahead and look for some black interior pieces, like maybe on Marketplace or something like that on Facebook. See if I can't find anything. Otherwise, I'll just order some new pieces. I should be able to purchase these from that place out of Michigan, along with that piece over there. I thought I was going to paint them, but it was just going to be too much of an ordeal, I think. I don't know. And then, you know, everything you touch, the seat belt, I was messing around, and I did, I got a great big Magnum Sharpie, and I did that. So you can see right there how that did not turn out well there. But this side has a couple of coats on it. Looks pretty good. It just, you know, it will start, just like if you painted it. From putting your seat belt down in there all the time, it's going to start chipping and just look crappy. So right now we're just going to throw these back in there and call it good. and then look for some black pieces, like I said, Marketplace, or on from the parts place out of Michigan. So I think for now I'll just get this put back in the truck. The driver's side I'm gonna have to wait on doing it. I need to go down to like my local upholstery shop or something like that, because actually what I wish I would have done is do them both at the same time. I didn't even really give it a thought. You can see this side here missing quite a bit of foam in there, so what I'm gonna try and do is get down to some good foam if I can, and get a piece of foam and glue it in there and then reshape it. Like I was gonna say, I wish I would have give it some thought. I could have used this cushion on the driver's side. I'm sorry, use this cushion on the passenger side and then the good cushion in there on the driver's side. That would have put this bad spot on the inside on the passenger side. That way it doesn't get a lot of wear and movement out of it as you slide in and out, if that makes sense to you. So I just, some of the things you think about after the fact, that's already together, so I'm not going to take it apart. So I just, like I said, that's one of the things I wish I would have done. But yeah, I've got to get this cushion repaired before I move on and do the driver's side. So otherwise it's gonna have a big gaping hole in there and it's not gonna look really nice. So like I said, what I'm gonna try and do is just lay some foam, glue some foam in there with some 3M spray adhesive, and then just reshape this and have it match that side over there and kind of go from there. I have done a little bit of that in the past. I made a motorcycle seat at one point in time, so I had to glue the padding on the seat pan and then do some grinding on that to shape it the way that I wanted. So I'm not certain if it's gonna work or not, but I'm hoping that it will. We'll just have to try and get it figured out. So anyway, like I said, that's pretty much gonna do it. Once again, check out 3.14 covers in the description on Instagram. Right here is his Instagram information again. He does all kinds of Volkswagen covers. As of right now, I believe that's all he's doing. And I think he's gonna start doing the early Westy covers too, like what the truck is. But right now, I like this wide band just a little bit better than what was on there, but that's just me. And then like I said, I got to get the rest of the hardware picked up in black, and then my seat belts, there's a bunch of interior pieces I've got to get picked up that I'm going to need in black. So anyway, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.